Stoicism offers profound insights into building and maintaining lasting relationships. At its core, Stoicism emphasizes the cultivation of virtue, rational thinking, and emotional resilience, all of which are essential for fostering meaningful and enduring connections with others. One of the foundational principles of Stoicism is the idea of focusing on what is within your control and accepting what is not. In the context of relationships, this means that while you cannot control the actions, thoughts, or feelings of others, you can control how you respond to them. Often, conflicts arise when we try to impose our expectations on others or wish they would behave in ways that align with our desires. The Stoic response is to let go of these expectations and focus instead on embodying the virtues of kindness, patience, and understanding. By doing so, you create an environment where trust and respect can flourish, regardless of external circumstances. The Stoics believed that true love stems from recognizing and appreciating the intrinsic worth of another person. This means seeing them not as a means to fulfill your desires or to complete you, but as a fellow human being who is equally navigating life's challenges. When you approach relationships with this mindset, you foster a deeper sense of connection and mutual respect. Instead of being preoccupied with what you can gain from the relationship, you focus on what you can give, whether that's support, encouragement, or simply the space for the other person to be themselves. Another vital aspect of Stoic philosophy is the practice of empathy. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about understanding the perspectives of others and recognizing that their actions, no matter how misguided they may seem, are often rooted in their own struggles and misunderstandings. This mindset can be transformative in relationships. When conflicts arise, instead of reacting with anger or frustration, a Stoic seeks to understand the other person's perspective and respond with compassion. This doesn't mean tolerating harmful behavior, but it does mean approaching difficulties with a calm and rational mind, seeking solutions rather than dwelling on blame. Stoicism also teaches the importance of self-awareness and self-improvement. To build lasting relationships, you must first cultivate a strong relationship with yourself. Epictetus reminded his students to examine their own actions and motives continuously. Are you acting out of genuine care and love, or are your actions driven by selfishness or fear? By taking the time to reflect on your behavior and aligning it with Stoic virtues, you become a better partner, friend, or family member. When both individuals in a relationship commit to this kind of self-improvement, the bond becomes stronger and more resilient. Practicing gratitude is another cornerstone of Stoic relationships. Seneca wrote about the importance of appreciating the good in life, even amidst challenges. In relationships, this means regularly acknowledging and valuing the positive qualities of the people around you. It's easy to take loved ones for granted or to focus on their flaws, but a Stoic strives to remain mindful of their contributions and the joy they bring. Expressing gratitude not only strengthens the relationship, but also shifts your own perspective, fostering a greater sense of contentment and peace. Stoicism also encourages setting healthy boundaries. While the philosophy promotes compassion and understanding, it also acknowledges the need for self-respect and the protection of one's own well-being. A lasting relationship is not one where one party continually sacrifices their own needs to appease the other. Instead, it's a partnership where both individuals feel free to express their needs and work together to find balance. By clearly communicating your values and limits, you create a framework for mutual respect and trust. Forgiveness is another Stoic practice that plays a crucial role in lasting relationships. The Stoics understood that humans are fallible and that mistakes are an inevitable part of life. When someone you care about errs, holding on to resentment only harms you and the relationship. Instead, strive to forgive, not out of weakness or a desire to ignore wrongdoing, but out of a recognition that clinging to anger prevents both personal growth and relational harmony. Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself as much as it is to the other person. In Stoic thought, shared values are a critical component of deep connections. While physical attraction or common interests might bring people together, it's shared principles and a mutual commitment to growth that sustain a relationship over time. This is why the Stoics advised seeking companions, whether friends, romantic partners, or colleagues, who align with your values. A relationship built on a shared dedication to virtues like honesty, courage, and integrity is more likely to endure life's inevitable trials. The Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils, can also be applied to relationships. This involves mentally preparing for challenges that might arise, not to dwell on negativity, but to build resilience. In relationships, this might mean considering how you'll respond if disagreements occur or if the other person disappoints you. By rehearsing these scenarios in your mind, you're better equipped to handle them calmly and constructively when they happen. This practice doesn't mean expecting the worst, but rather acknowledging that challenges are a natural part of any relationship and preparing yourself to navigate them with wisdom and grace. The Stoic emphasis on living in the present moment is invaluable for relationships. Often, we become so preoccupied with past grievances or future anxieties that we fail to fully engage with the people around us. This remind us that life is fleeting and that each moment with a loved one is a gift. By being fully present, you not only deepen your connection, but also cultivate a sense of gratitude and joy for the relationship as it exists right now. This mindfulness can transform even ordinary moments into opportunities for profound connection. Through these principles, acceptance, empathy, self-awareness, gratitude, boundaries, forgiveness, shared values, preparation, and presence, Stoicism provides a timeless guide for building and maintaining lasting relationships. By embracing these practices, you not only strengthen your connections with others, but also grow into a more virtuous and fulfilled individual, capable of contributing to the world in meaningful ways. Another crucial aspect of Stoicism in relationships is understanding and managing your expectations. The Stoics believed that much of human suffering stems from unrealistic or unmet expectations. In relationships, we often create idealized images of how others should behave, how they should love us, or how they should respond to our needs. When reality doesn't align with these mental constructs, disappointment and frustration arise. The Stoic approach is to temper your expectations by aligning them with reality. People are imperfect, just as we are. And accepting this fundamental truth allows you to approach relationships with a more forgiving and resilient mindset. This doesn't mean lowering your standards or tolerating mistreatment, but rather approaching relationships with a sense of realism. Instead of expecting perfection, you recognize that flaws and challenges are inevitable and can even be opportunities for growth. When someone you care about acts in a way that upsets you, the Stoic response is to pause, reflect, and ask, is this within their nature as a human being? Is it within my control to change them? Often, simply reframing your perspective can transform a potential source of conflict into an opportunity for understanding and connection. The Stoics also emphasized the importance of rational communication. Words have immense power in relationships. They can build bridges or create walls. Marcus Aurelius reminds us to speak the truth with kindness and without unnecessary harshness. When engaging in difficult conversations, a Stoic avoids impulsive, emotionally charged reactions. Instead, they pause, consider their words carefully, and speak with clarity and purpose. This approach fosters trust and ensures that communication serves as a tool for connection rather than division. Listening is equally important. Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." In relationships, truly listening to the other person, not just their words, but the emotions and intentions behind them, is a profound act of love and respect. By giving someone your full attention, you validate their experience and create a space where they feel seen and valued. This kind of active listening is a cornerstone of Stoic relationships, as it nurtures mutual understanding and strengthens the bond between individuals. Patience, a key Stoic virtue, is another essential ingredient in lasting relationships. Relationships are complex and require time, effort, and a willingness to endure difficulties. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, it is because we do not dare that they are difficult." In relationships, this means embracing challenges with courage and persistence. Instead of giving up when faced with obstacles, a Stoic views them as opportunities to grow stronger together. Patience allows you to navigate the ups and downs of a relationship with grace, ensuring that temporary struggles don't undermine long-term commitment. The Stoic practice of detachment is also highly relevant to relationships, though it is often misunderstood. Detachment does not mean indifference or a lack of care. Rather, it means not becoming overly attached to outcomes or allowing your happiness to depend entirely on external factors. In relationships, this translates to loving deeply and fully while understanding that no relationship is permanent. People change, circumstances shift, and life is unpredictable. By practicing detachment, you free yourself from the fear of loss and are better able to appreciate and cherish the relationship as it exists in the present moment. This detachment also encourages you to let go of the need to control others. Many relationships falter because one person tries to impose their will on the other, believing that their happiness depends on the other person's actions. Stoicism teaches that true contentment comes from within, not from external sources. When you release the need to control, you create space for the relationship to grow naturally, based on mutual respect and autonomy. This doesn't mean passively accepting everything, but rather recognizing the limits of your influence and focusing on what you can control, your own thoughts, actions, and responses. Another Stoic principle that enriches relationships is the idea of shared suffering and joy. The Stoics acknowledged that life is full of challenges, but they also recognized the power of facing those challenges together. In relationships, this means being willing to share in the burdens and triumphs of the other person. When someone you care about is struggling, the Stoic response is not to fix their problems for them, but to stand by their side, offering support and encouragement. Similarly, when they experience joy or success, you celebrate with them wholeheartedly, without envy or resentment. Equanimity, or a sense of inner calm, is another valuable Stoic practice for relationships. Life is unpredictable, and relationships are no exception. There will be moments of disagreement, disappointment, and even heartbreak. The Stoic approach is to cultivate an inner stability that allows you to remain composed and grounded no matter what happens. This doesn't mean suppressing your emotions, but rather learning to observe them without being overwhelmed by them. When you approach relationships with equanimity, you become a source of strength and stability for both yourself and the other person. Stoicism also teaches the value of leading by example. Instead of trying to change others through words or criticism, a Stoic focuses on embodying the virtues they wish to see in the relationship. If you want more honesty, kindness, or patience, begin by cultivating these qualities in yourself. By doing so, you inspire others to rise to the same standard, creating a ripple effect of positive change. This approach is far more effective than nagging or coercion, as it fosters genuine growth and transformation based on mutual respect. The Stoics remind us that love in its truest form is an act of will. It is a choice you make every day to care for, support, and value another person. Love is not merely a fleeting emotion or a response to external circumstances. It is a commitment to act virtuously toward the other person, regardless of the challenges that arise. This kind of love transcends the superficial and lays the foundation for a relationship that is not only lasting, but deeply fulfilling. By applying Stoic principles to your relationships, you create a framework for enduring connection, built on a foundation of virtue, empathy, and wisdom. Each interaction becomes an opportunity to practice and embody the Stoic ideals, enriching both your own life and the lives of those you care about. The Stoic view of relationships also emphasizes the practice of humility. Pride and ego are often at the root of relational conflicts, leading us to prioritize being right over being kind, or to refuse to admit when we're wrong. A Stoic, however, understands that wisdom comes from recognizing our limitations and flaws. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This does not mean being overly self-critical, but rather holding yourself accountable for your actions while showing patience and understanding toward the mistakes of others. Humility allows for open dialogue, fosters reconciliation, and strengthens the foundation of trust in any relationship. Another essential Stoic practice is mindfulness of impermanence. Stoics often meditated on the transient nature of all things, including relationships. This isn't a morbid exercise, but a way to appreciate the present more deeply. Recognizing that every interaction might be your last imbues your actions with greater significance. It reminds you to cherish the people in your life, to express love and gratitude openly, and to resolve conflicts quickly rather than letting them fester. When you approach relationships with this heightened awareness, you're less likely to take others for granted and more likely to invest in creating meaningful moments. The Stoic approach to disagreements is particularly instructive. Disputes are inevitable in any relationship, but how you handle them determines their impact. Instead of viewing disagreements as personal attacks, a Stoic sees them as opportunities for growth and understanding. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth which never harmed anyone." In relationships, this mindset encourages openness to feedback and a willingness to adjust your perspective when necessary. By prioritizing truth and harmony over ego, you can navigate disagreements constructively and strengthen the bond between you. Equally important is the practice of detachment from outcomes during conflict resolution. A Stoic understands that while you can control your own actions and responses, you cannot dictate how the other person will react. Your role is to approach the situation with integrity, patience, and a genuine desire to understand and resolve the issue. Whether or not the other person reciprocates is beyond your control. By focusing on doing your part well and accepting the outcome with equanimity, you reduce unnecessary stress and maintain your inner peace. Stoicism also highlights the importance of intentional acts of kindness. While relationships often flourish in the grand gestures, it's the small, consistent acts of care and consideration that truly sustain them. Seneca wrote, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." In relationships, this could mean listening attentively when your partner speaks, offering words of encouragement, or simply being present during difficult times. These acts, though small, accumulate over time, creating a reservoir of goodwill and mutual affection that strengthens the relationship. In practicing Stoicism within relationships, the virtue of courage also plays a significant role. It takes courage to be vulnerable, to express your feelings honestly, and to confront difficult truths. Many people shy away from these challenges out of fear of rejection or conflict, but a Stoic recognizes that avoiding these moments only leads to superficial connections. True intimacy and lasting relationships are built on the courage to be authentic, to admit mistakes, and to face challenges head-on. By embracing vulnerability with wisdom and courage, you deepen the bond with the other person and create a foundation of trust and respect. Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us to recognize and appreciate the individuality of those we care about. Epictetus reminded us that each person is on their own path with their own unique set of challenges, goals, and experiences. In relationships, this means avoiding the trap of trying to mold others into your ideal version of them. Instead, a Stoic seeks to support their loved ones in becoming the best version of themselves, on their own terms. This approach not only strengthens the relationship, but also allows each person to grow independently, creating a dynamic where mutual respect and admiration thrive. A critical yet often overlooked aspect of Stoic relationships is self-care. While Stoicism emphasizes service to others and cultivating virtues, it also recognizes the importance of maintaining your own well-being. You cannot pour from an empty cup. In relationships, this means setting aside time to reflect, recharge, and nurture your own physical, emotional, and intellectual health. By taking care of yourself, you become better equipped to contribute positively to your relationships. It's not selfishness, but rather a necessary step to ensure you can show up as your best self for those you care about. Forging lasting relationships also requires a Stoic sense of purpose. Relationships should not be pursued solely for comfort, pleasure, or convenience, as these are fleeting and external factors. Instead, they should align with your higher purpose and values. Seneca wrote that the happiest people are those whose lives are in harmony with their principles. When your relationships are grounded in shared values and a mutual commitment to personal growth, they become a source of strength and inspiration, enriching your life in ways that go far beyond surface-level gratification. The Stoic practice of preemptively addressing potential issues, or premeditatio malorum, remains a vital strategy for preserving relationships. For instance, consider how you might respond if a friend disappoints you, a partner forgets an anniversary, or a colleague takes credit for your work. By visualizing these scenarios in advance, you prepare yourself to respond with calmness and rationality rather than being caught off guard by emotional impulses. This practice doesn't create a pessimistic outlook, but rather equips you with the tools to handle challenges with grace and dignity. Lastly, a Stoic understands that the ultimate purpose of any relationship is not to avoid suffering or difficulty, but to become a better person through it. Each relationship, whether joyful or challenging, offers opportunities to practice patience, kindness, forgiveness, and love. Even when relationships come to an end, a Stoic views them not as failures, but as chapters in the ongoing journey of personal growth. By reflecting on what the relationship taught you and carrying those lessons forward, you honor the time you shared and emerge wiser and stronger for future connections. In every interaction, a Stoic sees an opportunity to align their actions with virtue and to contribute to the greater good. Relationships, as complex and unpredictable as they may be, are one of life's most profound arenas for practicing Stoicism. Through love, friendship, and partnership, you not only connect with others, but also deepen your understanding of yourself and your place in the world. By embracing the principles of Stoicism, you can create relationships that are not only lasting, but also deeply enriching for both yourself and those you care about. In the grand journey of life, relationships stand as one of the most profound and enduring aspects of our existence. They challenge us, uplift us, and teach us about the essence of being human. Through the lens of Stoicism, we find a timeless guide to navigating these connections with wisdom, resilience, and virtue. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and choices, while accepting the inevitable imperfections of others and the unpredictability of life. This mindset allows us to cultivate relationships rooted in mutual respect, empathy, and shared values, enabling them to weather the trials of time and circumstance. By embracing Stoic principles such as patience, gratitude, humility, and forgiveness, we transform our interactions into opportunities for growth and connection. Stoicism reminds us that lasting relationships are not about perfection, but about progress. Progress in how we communicate, understand, and support one another, whether through the small, everyday gestures of kindness or the courageous act of facing challenges together. We strengthen the bonds that tie us to those we hold dear. The practice of Stoicism encourages us to approach each moment with intention and mindfulness, cherishing the fleeting yet profound experiences we share with others. As we strive to lead by example and embody the virtues we value most, we not only enrich our relationships, but also inspire others to do the same. Stoicism challenges us to love selflessly, to give freely, and to find joy in the journey of connection, even in the face of adversity. It reminds us that true fulfillment comes not from what we take from relationships, but from what we contribute to them. When we align our actions with our higher purpose, relationships become more than a source of comfort or companionship. They become a reflection of our best selves and a testament to the power of living a virtuous life. If you found this exploration of Stoicism and relationships valuable, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on how these principles can enhance your own connections. Start small, perhaps by practicing gratitude with a loved one or by exercising patience during a moment of conflict. Each step you take toward embodying these Stoic ideals will ripple outward, strengthening not only your relationships, but also your sense of inner peace and fulfillment. Thank you for watching and being part of this journey toward wisdom and growth. If you enjoyed this content and would like to explore more insights on Stoicism and its application to everyday life, please don't forget to like this video, share it with others who might find it helpful, and subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking content. Your support helps us continue to create meaningful discussions and bring the wisdom of Stoicism to a wider audience. Remember, each interaction is an opportunity to practice virtue, build connection, and contribute to the greater good. So, go forth and approach your relationships with the wisdom and strength of a Stoic. Together, let's build a community of thoughtful, intentional individuals committed to living our best lives. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.